Yes! Alrighty, what's up, everybody? My peeps, what's going on, you sexy bitches? It is I, Peter Joseph, here for video number 2 on this late Sunday night, September the 1st, 2024, or for all my great people that watch me on the replay, it is now September the 2nd, 2024. Happy Labor Day, everybody! It is now officially Labor Day after 12 o'clock. It is now officially Labor Day 2024. Hope you have a great Labor Day and had a great Labor Day weekend. And make the most of it tomorrow because Tuesday, most of you will be going back to work. And for all you kiddies out there, you're going back to school pretty soon. Sucks to be you. Well, if you live in the Northeast, if you're down south, you're starting week number 2 or 3. Because, in the South, they start a little bit earlier, about a week or two earlier than us people here in the Northeast. So they're lucky. They go from August, like the end of August to pretty much the end of May. So right around before Memorial Day weekend, some of those schools in the South will be gone, and then they pretty much got June, July, and about 2.5 months off for summer vacation. Lucky them, huh? But it is what it is. Just I hope everybody has a great weekend, and for all you kiddies out there, stay in school, do your homework, and all the other good shit. Get good grades. You can become a superstar like myself. And that's pretty much it. Follow your dreams, go to school, and all that other good shit. Alright, so like the video, share the video all over the internet, hit that bell to turn on all notifications for more, and all that other good shit. You leave a comment if you wish, but if you leave stupid comments, you're going to get sent to the Shadow Realm, where Satan will eat your soul! And that's it, so don't do it. Satan will destroy you. And that's pretty much it for that. And if you're new here, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, grab a cold one. I don't have one at the moment, but if I did, it would be probably Pepsi or water or whatever I got. But whatever you got when you watch my videos, drink responsibly and know when to say when. And that's that. So sit back, relax, grab a cold one, and enjoy the show. If you like it, great. Hit that like button. If you want more, hit that subscribe button and hit that bell. And if you don't like it, well, too fucking bad. Get out of here, go on your dead channel with 4 subs, and do your own garbage video. And that's all I gotta say about that. My videos are not garbage, they kick ass. So, it is what it is. No matter how many views I get, how many likes and all that other shit, it's real likes, real views, and if I get comments, it's real comments. So, stay jealous. And stay obsessed, because that's what a lot of people are. They want to make their theories and all these accusations about me. I personally don't care, because most of it's fake. There's no real proof about anything. So I personally now don't give 2 fucks. So that's all. That's it. Just keep talking out your ass, because that's all it is. Words, no action. That's pretty much it. Alright, enough about that. Bull funky! Let's get to the topic at hand. Check out my last video on my Shadow Slayer channel, episode 39 of the Shadow Slayer 2.0 series. My No Mercy predictions, so check them out. And I did pretty good with No Mercy tonight. 5-1, only lost the what match? I lost match number 2, which I'll get to in a minute. Yeah, I lost, what match did I lose? It was match number 2 and number 3. Yeah, I lost the Zach Wentz, Wesley match, but that's that. But, 5-1 is pretty damn good. So, about like 85%, about 85-90%, so that's not bad. But this was kind of a predictable pay-per-view, it is what it is. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, as we're talking about NXT, it is time for your late night NXT No Mercy review. NXT No Mercy emanated from the Ball Arena. Was better than the Nut Her Center, which AEW is going to be at in a couple weeks. So, we got the Nut Her Center and Ball Center. And the PPP Bank Pavilion, or whatever it is. Just weird names for freaking arenas and stadiums. It is just weird. But anyway, we are from the Ball Arena in Mile High City, Denver, Colorado. We're going to have Raw tomorrow night from the same place. Should be a good show tomorrow, but we're not talking about tomorrow. But we got that. Alright, our commentary team, as always, the man with the creepy jacket and a lot of candy. And that's the ever so vibrant Mr. Vic Joseph and his tag team partner, color commentator, the 6-time world heavyweight champion of the world and two-time Hall of Famer, the man who smokes more weed than you do, and that is the legend that he is, Booker T, sucker! Oh yeah, man! Oh yeah, man! Okay, calm down. That's new. Okay, I said calm down. Shut up now. You know. So we're gonna put a cap on that guy. Anyway. Alright, so we get that. Alright, so NXT No Mercy started off pretty good and then kind of went downhill a little bit, kind of flat, was kind of flat for pretty much match 4 and 5, like the last two matches, Ober and Tony D, my cousin. It was okay, nothing great. Roxanne Perez, or Roxy, and Jada Parker did pretty good, not great. And then the main event of Say His Name and He Appears, I Believe in Joe Hendry, and Ethan Page with Trick Willie as special ref. Pretty good. A pretty good match. Obvious ending, but we'll just go from there. And we'll move on with that. Alright, so let's run it down. Let's not waste any time, so I'm kind of tired. I was going to do Collision. I might do it tomorrow afternoon, but we'll see what happens to that before I go out for my Memorial Day festivities. And we'll see what happens with that. Alright, so we started off the show with a nice little video recapping most of the card. That was pretty good. And we started with match number 1 for the tag team titles. We got Chase 2 of Ridge Holland and Mr. Chase, Andre Chase, along with the MVP Duke Hudson, the flag bearer, Mr. Riley, don't call me Ozzy Osbourne, and the crazy bitch who smokes almost as more weed than Booker T and you combined. That's the crazy bitch, Thea Hale. Alright, so they take on the former tag team champions. This is a rematch from, I believe, Bash in Berlin. Not Bash. The Great American Bash. We had A-Kid and Nate and Ben Frazier, the superhero Power Rangers. So, this is a very good match to start. A-Kid ties Mr. Chase up to start. Grabs something like an abdominal stretch circa 1921. So, Ben Frazier as a running boot. And then he drop kicks Mr. Chase into the corner. Ridge Holland comes in, drops Ben Frazier with a face plant. And then Mr. Chase comes back in, gets quickly taken into the corner again for a little bit of double teaming. But Mr. Chase gets away. And another hot tag to Ridge Holland. Grabs a downward spiral on Ben Frazier. And then A-Kid comes in, gets thrown down with a toss suplex. He got launched into the air. Came down. And that set up his top rope headbutt, almost like a Chris Benoit headbutt, maybe? But anyway, gets a near fall out of that as Ben Frazier made the save. And then Mr. Case gets taken up top. I think it was Ben Frazier tries for a super Spanish fly. That got broken up, but instead Mr. Case slips out and hits his version of a super Spanish fly, followed by a tiger bomb for a near fall. That was a very good sequence. And then we settle down to Ridge Holland chopping away at A-Kid, who comes back, scores with a super kick. And then he hits a big flippy dippity-doo on Mr. Chase, taking him down. And a frog splash, not the Eddie Guerrero frog splash, but a frog splash nonetheless, on the inside of the ring, onto Mr. Mr. Chase for and then wasn't for a near fall. Then he goes up top, hits a 450 splash for a near fall. Mr. Chase kicks him right in the face before hitting Animal in a Doomsday Device, whatever that is. Then we get a Buckle Bomb Insagiri combo gets a near fall, which sets up Ridge Holland's Northern Grit, which is usually his finisher, for a very near fall on A-Kid, for Ben Frazier as A-Kid made the save. The fans are going berserk. Then we get Chasing the Dragon by the Superhero Power Rangers, which won them the title the first time, and then they won the number one contender spot, the same move. Try to win the belts back, but somehow I think it was Mr. Chase kicked out at 2. But then we get another golden ratio without the Bling Buster. But that hits Ben Frazier by mistake. Then we get a Powerbomb Backstabber combo for a near fall on A-Kid. And then he and Ridge Holland go to the outside. Mr. Chase goes up top for some odd reason. Gets caught with the super Spanish fly. And then after Ben Frazier takes care Ben Frazier takes care of Ridge Holland. He goes up top, hits the Phoenix Splash. 1, 2, 3, we have new NXT Tag Team Champions for the second time. The Superhero Power Rangers get the win once again in 13.5 minutes. Match I thought was great. 3.5 out of 5 stars. And that's the way to open the show. Great match. And that's it. Alright, so that was it. 3.5 out of 5 stars. So we'll see where A-Kid and Ben Frazier go in their second title reign. But as far as Chase U goes, the champs leave. Chase U's trying to pick up the pieces. And then Ridge Holland does what he does best, and that's turn on people. He turned on Pete fucking Dunne and Sheamus. And then he got with Chase U. Now he basically turned on Chase U. Basically beats the crap out of Duke Hudson. Takes out Riley Osborne, and then beats the living shit out of Mr. Chase. And takes him to the announce table. Hits a lifting DDT, almost like a rampage by Page, obviously. And plants Mr. Chase on the announcer's table, which did not break. I am the table! And that's pretty much it. So he leaves him laying, and then we see Mr. Chase getting stretchered out of the building, and then Sarah Schreiber tries to talk to Ridge Holland, and basically he says nothing. So I think he had like an agenda or some shit. So who knows? Perhaps with that. Alright, then we get a video for this Tuesday's match between Pete fucking Dunne, the Bruiserweight, otherwise known as Butch. He's on Trick Willie in their rematch from a couple weeks ago. So we're gonna get that. Moving on. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, match number 2, Battle of the TNA Stars. We got Wesley taking on the new TNA X Division Champion, which he won at Emergence in the Ultimate X match with a whole bunch of people, like Speedball Mike Bailey and Riley Osborne himself. Mr. Zachary Wentz. Alright, this was another banger. Really nothing on the line here. They go for flippy dippity doos to start, and then we get some shots to face, where we have no effect. Zack kicks Wes in the face, hits a spinning middle rope cross body for a near fall. Tries to go for a super kick, sends Wesley to the outside, where he gets smart by going after the bad knee of Mr. Zachary Wentz. Then he gets back in, Wesley hammers away, then sends him face first into the middle turnbuckle. Ow. Then they lock hands, slug it out until Zack is back. He got back. The Zack attack. Hey, boy, the Zack attack from Saved by the Bell. He's alright because he's Saved by the Bell. Pretty much. Alright, so Zack comes back with a nasty spinning knee to face for a little bit of a breather. Wesley then gets sent to the outside for a running kick to the chest, followed by a middle rope flippy dippity-doo onto the floor. Then he go back in and get a swanton bomb, gives Zachary a near fall. Then he grabs a Boston Crab in Denver. That gets broken up. So Zachary hits Wesley with a super kick, goes up top, only to be set back down with a Hurricanrana. Then Wesley hits a middle rope Phoenix Splash, interesting, for a near fall. Then goes up top, hits the cardiac kick, and it looked like it knocked Zachary Wentz the fuck out, but somehow he kicked out at 2.999999995. And then Zachary hits a running flipping DDT before knocking Wesley to the outside for a little bit of a breather. And then, rather than trying to get the count out, Zachary Wentz follows Wesley to the floor, but gets sent into the ring steps. Ow. And then Wesley tried to go for Meteor into the ring steps like he did a couple weeks ago, but he missed, and all he got was knees to the steps. Ow. But he knocks Zachary Wentz onto the announcer's table, which actually finally breaks. Yay! And then and then Wesley with a top rope Meteor to the floor, drops Zachary again, and then Wesley sends him into the ring post. Ow! And then Wesley loads up a chair shot, by the ring post to permanently end Zachary Wentz's career, possibly. But then Trey Miguel from the Rascals, their friend, Zachary Wentz's friend, he comes out of the crowd, breaks that up, which allows Zachary Wentz to hit a really nasty Canadian Destroyer off the apron. That was crazy. Throws Wesley back in, hits the UFO, which is a springboard, Gilmore-Kessa! Bang! 1, 2, 3, shocking victory. I'm surprised they even went with Zachary Wentz to beat Wesley. But yeah, we got all that. And a bag of chips. Alright, so Zachary Wentz, the TNA X Division champion, beats a former X Division champion of his own and former two-time North American champion, Mr. Wesley. Gets a little bit of revenge for what happened a couple weeks ago. And we'll see what happens with that situation this Tuesday night on the program, as we're back inside the Performance Center in Orlando, Florida. As we're now count down the weeks, we're about a little over a month away from our next pay-per-view, Halloween Havoc. We got that. Alright, pretty good match. Once again, 3.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, after that, we go to match number 3 for the Women's North American title. We have the champ, Keilani Jordan, taking on Wendy Choo Choo. Wasn't anything right home about. This is where, the show started kind of going downhill a little bit. So, it starts off with Wendy taking Keilani down for a stomp on the mat. They get back up. Keilani sends Wendy to the floor. then hits a twisting flippy dibbity-doo. Then a spinning moonsault back in the ring. That was pretty damn nice. And then Wendy Choo Choo twists the neck around to take over. Ow! And then kicks Kaylani in the back, but Kaylani escapes the crew of whoa! And grabs a sit-out DDT for a near fall. Then she hits a kind of botchy-looking frog splash. Why do they keep doing that, SC Pedal? I don't know, Eddie. And they botch it most of the time. I know, because they can't do it like me, because I am the greatest. I am the master of the frog splash, SC. Not even that pendejo, that cabron, lame studio can do it better than me. I know. Because you're the master, you're the man. Right? You know, you're in the Hall of Fame. You were in the Hall of Fame before him. I know, because I'm better than Ray, that pendejo. And I take care of his son better than he ever could. But what do you think about Angie? Where I fucked Angie better than I fucked China. Oh, whoa, wait a minute there. Joni, calm down. Calm down. You didn't mean it, right, Eddie? Oh, Mamacita, no, I didn't mean it. Oh. I told you, keep that shit to yourself. I'm sorry, Joni. I don't know what's wrong with him. He must have had too much sangria again at the bar. I don't know. But yeah. Anyway, so Kaylani hits the frog splash for a near fall. Then a power bomb gives Wendy choo-choo a near fall. Then grabs the $1 Million Dream a la Ted DiBiase. Because everybody's got a price for the $1 Million Man. There. Kaylani somehow fought out of that. And after she was basically out, and then the referee 1, 2, and then her arms started hooking up, brother. She fights up to her feet, knocks Wendy Choo Choo down, right into the corner, then goes up top, hits one of a kind. You know that split-legged moonsault of hers. 1, 2, 3. She retains the North American title in a match that was okay. 2.5 out of 5 stars. 13:20 time of the match. So, little bit, cool down to the first 2 matches, which were pretty damn excellent. And we get that. Alright, match number 4, after the match, Tatum Paxley comes out of nowhere and chokes Wendy Choo Choo out, and then, leaving, her doll next to her. So I guess that feud is gonna start. I'm actually interested in that one. 2 creepy chicks. Actually, the promos they have, and inside the ring, they might have a great match. But we'll see what happens with that. Alright. Then after that, we see Ridge Holland basically with Sarah Schreiber trying to find out why he did what he did to Mr. Case, who's was taken to a local medical facility. Ridge's like, I got nothing to say to you people. Maybe on Tuesday he'll say something, but we'll see what happens with that. Alright. Match number 4 for the men's North American title. We had the big man from Nigeria, the champ, the big man himself, Oba! Femi, taking on my cousin. Get in here, cuz. I know it's almost bedtime, but get in here anyway. Cuz. Good try. That's my cousin, Tony D'Angelo, who gets you a chicken bomb hero. Well, I get it for $2.50. No, I get it for $2. You get it for $10.50. Because you're not Italian. Well, you could be, but you're not related to Mr. Tony D. So, sucks to be you. Alright, so, Tony D comes out with the Familia, chanting, Stacks! Lorenzo, the man who lives downstairs from you, and that's Luca Crucifino, the resident consigliere, and the ever so sweet Miss Adriana Rizzo. Alright, this was a better match than the last one. Starts off with Tony D taking down the big man to start. They get back up, and Tony charges at Oba, but seems to hurt his ankle in the process. Uh-oh. Oba grabs a suplex, sends Tony D flying. He launched him into the air. Then sets up a running elbow in the corner for a near fall. Then a huge shoulder breaker. And I think Vic Joseph was like, oh, that was like remnants of Papa Shango. Okay, Papa Shango reference, okay. That gets a near fall on Tony D, but he comes back with a fisherman suplex for a near fall. Then they battle it out in the middle of the ring. Tony D grabs a power slam for a double down. And then I think Oba locked him in a chokehold. Tony D hit an electric chair drop for a near fall. They go to the outside, and Oba kind of starts going at it with Stacks and Luca. Actually, he goes after Luca Crucifino, pushes him down, and somehow he got a crowbar. I don't know where that came from, but he was about to use it, but then Tony D sends him right into the steps because he took too long. They go back in. Oba hits a quick toss powerbomb for a near fall, followed by the regular powerbomb for another near fall, and looked like Tony was out of it, but he goes back with a spine buster, like he did about a week or two ago, but tries to go over the cover, he can't get it, which allowed Oba to get right back up and hit not one, but two power bombs back to back. 1, 2, 3. My cuz. Come on. So we get that. So Oba retains the title. His streak continues. Match is a 3.25 out of 5 stars, and that's pretty much it. And we move on. Hi, I'm Fraser Crane, and tonight's topic is sex. Seattle, I'm listening. Get that. So, and we pretty much moving on. I was just watching a thing about the 2000s, and I was showing the Sopranos finale, where Meadow was trying to park the car. They're all in the Italian restaurant. One guy looks at Tony, and then a Japanese guy looks at Tony, and then eventually Meadow, they eat great onion rings, and then Meadow finally comes into the restaurant, and then they're playing "Don't Stop Believing," and then she comes in, and then she's about to come in, and then it goes to black. We don't know what the fuck happened. And I'm like, what are we missing? Come on! And then we get 5 minutes of black. It just cut to black. And we're like, what happened? What's going on next? Are we going to see somebody die or something like that? We never found out. 5 minutes of total darkness. And then the credits start going on. That was the end of the show. End of the series. And then they did that prequel, The Sons of Newark, which was pretty good with Tony Soprano's son. James Gandolfini's son, which I thought was pretty decent. Whack-a-mole. I miss playing that game. Well, that's it. But anyway, alright, so Oba gets the win, he retains the belt. So, Tony D once again gets to that part where he's about to get a major title and just comes this close. And that's all I gotta say about that. And we move on. Alright, then we go to the back where we have Trick Willie telling the NXT World Champion Ethan Page he's gonna call it right down the middle, daddy, like Bill Alfonso would say. So Ethan Page is like, you better call it down the middle or I'm gonna kick your ass. And Trick's like, well, if you try that, I'm gonna whoop that trick. What? That's pretty much it. Alright, so 2.5 out of 5 stars for that. Alright, then we go to Sarah Schreiber with the Rascals, Zachary Wentz, and Trey Miguel. So Zach's like, I'm done with my old friend Wesley. I showed I'm better than him. He's not on my level, this and that. And basically say the Rascals want the NXT Tag Team titles, and that would be an epic match. The Rascals versus the Superhero Power Rangers. So we're going to see what happens with that this Tuesday night on the program. Alright, so I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we go to match number 5 for the NXT Women's Championship. We have the champ AJ Lee 2.0, otherwise known as Roxanne Perez, taking on Jada Parker of OTM. This was a pretty good match. Starts off with a slap, another slap by Jada. I mean, we thought that this past Tuesdays was hardcore. Oh man, she slapped Roxanne back to AJ, basically. Her mom, AJ. So, we got that. So that staggers Roxy, and a suplex sends her flying. To get back up, Roxy sends Jada to the floor, where Jada catches a flippy dippity-doo and hits a fireman's carry. Ow. Roxy slips out of that, kicks Jada hard into the ring steps, and Jada's ribs got caught, and that comes into play during the match. So, ow. To get back in the ring, Roxy hits a drop kick, sends Jada to the apron again. This time, Jada gets rammed into the ring post. Ow. Then a 1925 abdominal stretch gets put on by Roxy, has Jada in more trouble. But then Roxy sits her on the middle rope, and then she sits on her ribs, and then starts dancey a little bit. Which I was like, okay, stop dancing. This ain't Lola Vice match, okay? Stop it. So she starts dancing a little bit, which kind of woke up Jada Parker, who comes back with one hell of a sit-up powerbomb from near fall. Both women are down, and then Jada pulls Roxy out of the air for a hard ram into the turnbuckle, which sets up a top rope sit-down splash with Roxy laid over the ropes. Jada comes up favoring the ribs again. She might have some broken ribs. Who knows? Roxy tries for the Rings of Saturn, but Jada easily got out of that. She goes up top, goes for a moonsault, but she missed, and that hurts the ribs even more. Roxy goes for pop rocks, and Jada got out of that. Then the sexy running hip attack sends Roxy crashing to the floor, so not great luck for Jada, because you have to win by pinfall submission in the ring. So she hits that. Roxy goes all the way to the floor. And then Jada tries for another running hip attack and missed and went right through the barricade and almost got counted out. But when she got in the ring, Roxy was waiting, she hits pop rocks. 1, 2, 3. Actually, she hit pop rocks on the floor. Then the 9.999 count. Then Roxy picks her up again, hits a second pop rocks. 1, 2, 3 in under 15 minutes. Roxanne Perez, still your reigning, defending, undefeated NXT World Champion. And that's that. Match I gave 2.5 out of 5 stars. And then the lights go out. I'm like, I wonder who's coming out. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Alright, then the lights go out. And we have Sabu! No, Sabu didn't come out. Not Sting. Nobody else, not even Seth Rollins or anybody else. But we get the NXT debut. Well, not in the crowd, but she comes down to the ring. And it is the beautiful Julia, who is now done with Marigold. She's done with Stardom. Now in America. She makes her triumphant pay-per-view debut. Gets in the ring. She's looking amazingly hot. And we have a big stare down with two hot chicks that have nice ashes. You know what I mean? They can definitely get it from me. Holy crap. I know Roxy's 22, but I don't give a shit. But, whatever. Alright, so looks like that might be our headline match going into maybe something later this month, or maybe they do Roxy versus Julia on one of the premiere episodes on the CW11, whether it be October 1st or October 8th. Probably Title Tuesday, but we'll see what happens with that. So, great way to showcase Julia. She looked great, and she's gonna beat Roxy half to death and become our new NXT Women's Champion. And that's all I gotta say about that. Moving on. Alright, then we hear from Ava Raine. She announces a triple threat match for a future tag team title shot this coming week on NXT TV. Plus, the NXT title will be on the line at the CW11 premiere on October the 1st. So they are doing title, pretty much, some, two big premieres, like night 1, night 2 of the CW11, they're going to start the premiere for CW11 on October 1st, and then the week after that, when they're just going to bury Dynamite in the dirt. And, that's it. So they're going to have two big, huge shows to open up the CW11 era. I think both shows are going to get at least maybe close to 1 million, if not 1 million. But we'll see what happens with that in about a little over 3 weeks from now. 3-4 weeks from now. About a month. We got that. Then we go to your main event of the pay-per-view for the NXT World Title. All Ego, Mr. Ethan Page taking on Say His Name, and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. Alright, with Trick Willie in the ring as a special guest referee. And we get that. Alright, this was a pretty good match to end the show. Kind of a little bit of chicanery in the end. But they start off, they lock up. Trick breaks it up not once but twice. Being right down the middle, daddy. And then Joe Hendry takes Ethan down by the arm. Ethan's all frustrated about that. They get back up, get some shoulder blocks. Don't go anywhere for Ethan. So Joe Hendry puts him down with a suplex. Then a sunset flip gives Joe Hendry a near fall before Ethan Page starts hammering away to get him out of trouble. Joe Hendry gets sent into the corner and gets suplexed out of the corner for a near fall. As Trick continues to be pretty much neutral, is calling it right down the middle, no chicanery yet. They'll get a super power slam, giving Ethan a near fall. Goes up again, but Joe Hendry grabs a super follow-away slam for a big-time crash. And then he's about to go for the cover. Ethan bails to the floor. And then Joe Hendry hits a running fibbity-dibbity-doo. But then Ethan sends Joe Hendry into the steps. Ow. And then Ethan Page hits Joe Hendry with the Eagle's Edge on the apron. Ow. It almost looked like a version of Kevin Steen's apron powerbomb. So he hits that. Joe's in trouble. Ethan goes back to the ring. Referee's counting him. Joe Hendry out. Joe Hendry gets in at 9.9999995. And then Joe Hendry gets in, and a little bit of tussling, and then Joe Hendry hits his own version of the Ego's Edge for a very near fall. And then we get another fallaway slam. The fans are chanting, "We believe! We believe!" And then Joe Hendry hits the standing ovation, and he's about to win the belt and bring it to TNA, but Ethan Page's foot was underneath the rope. The referee's like, "No, no, no!" Unlike Aubrey, he's like, "Oh, the foot's on the rope, I missed it." Anyway, so Joe Hendry yells at Ethan Page. Page shoves him into Trick. And then Ethan Page with a standing ovation to Joe Hendry for a near fall as another referee came out. Ethan brings the world title belt in the ring, but it gets taken away by the referee, which allows Joe Hendry to roll him up. Referee got the belt out of the ring. 1, 2, and a kick out. Yeah, for a near fall. Then a DDT onto the belt, which the referee was somewhat fine with. Referee's discretion, I guess. Gets a near fall as Trick runs in to break up the cover because he is the original referee. And then, you know, Ethan's like backing. I think he was backing Trick and the referee up so much that Page goes to hit it hit Trick. Trick ducked, and Ethan Page hits the second referee, and then when Trick's trying to get up, Ethan kicks Joe Hendry in the balls. Then he hits the Ego's Edge and goes for the cover, and reluctantly Trick Willie had to go 1, 2, 3. So your winner in 15 minutes, still your reigning defending NXT World Champion, All Ego, Ethan Page. It was a good match, 3.25 out of 5 stars. After the match, Trick is pissed. And then it only gets worse because Pete fucking Dunne comes out, takes him to the outside, hits the bitter end on the floor. Ow. And then he pretty much stands tall over him as the show fades to black. So that's all I got to say about that. NXT, I thought it was a pretty solid show. Not a great show. So I'm going to give NXT No Mercy for 2024 6.5 out of 10 stars. But let me know what you guys thought of the show in a comment down below. Or you can do your own video if you want. And that's pretty much it. Alright guys, I am tired. It is after 1 o'clock. I'm about to pass out. So I'm gonna go to bed. Probably get up in a few hours, maybe like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. Just get up to go take a piss or take a shit or whatever, and then maybe go back to sleep for a little bit. Then get up again, have my breakfast with the missus, feed the wrestling cat who's around, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Then do my Labor Day festivities. I am going to a barbecue tomorrow. It's supposed to rain soon, and then pretty much tomorrow's gonna be clear. It's gonna be around 80. So the last actual unofficial last day of summer. But 2 weeks from I think Wednesday is the start of the great season of fall. So we'll see how it happens with that as the temperatures start getting cooler, about in the 60s and 70s. Got to break out the light jacket or the hoodie for about a month or two by the time we get to Halloween. And then we turn the clocks back the first Sunday in November, and then the weather starts getting really cold, hopefully, and then a month after Thanksgiving, a couple weeks after Thanksgiving and Black Friday, Cyber Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, we got the great month of the greatest month in the world with the greatest people in the world, December, and winter will start. We got Christmas, and Christmas Eve, level 48 will commence, and then before you know it, that big stupid ball will drop. I wish it got stuck, but and that'll never happen. But we're gonna ring in 2025 on a Tuesday. So I don't know how that's gonna work with NXT and AEW. I assume that AEW on the December 25th, and possibly January the 1st will be either taped or best of shows. NXT will probably have a taped show on Christmas Eve, and maybe a live show on live show or a taped show on New Year's Eve, and then January the 7th, the first show of 2025, and we'll see what happens with NXT as we go into the year 2025. Two more pay-per-views. We got Halloween Havoc coming up in over a month from now, October the 27th, from, I think we're in Pennsylvania, I forget where it actually is, but we move on with that. And then we got the last pay-per-view of the year for NXT, Deadline. That's coming up in December, before Ring of Honor's Final Battle, whenever that is, and where it is. I hope it's in New York, but we'll see. And then December the 28th, which is a Saturday night, the final pay-per-view of the year, which is World's End 2. And then a couple days after that, as we turn the calendar over to 2025, we got some big events. We got Wrestle Kingdom 19 on January the 4th, January the 5th at 11 p.m. at night. That's a Sunday night. We got Wrestle Dynasty from Japan. That should be epic at 11 o'clock Eastern Time start. So that's gonna be epic. And then later on in the month, we got TNA Hard to Kill 3. And as we end the month of January, going into the first couple of days of February, we got the Royal Rumble from Lucas Oil Stadium in Indiana. We got the Super Bowl coming up from New Orleans, Super Bowl 59, or as we call it, LIX, for all you people that love Roman numerals. I got an itch, that's why I'm not straight. But we got all that. And then, I think this is at the end of February, we got the Elimination Chamber, wherever that might be. AEW is going to have Grand Slam 2025 in Australia. That should be pretty good. And then in July, we got All In 4 from Global Life Stadium, Texas Ranger Stadium in Arlington, Texas. That should be fun. And then in August, we got Forbidden Door number 4 from Wembley Stadium in jolly old England. That should be some good shit. And a lot more coming your way next year, 2025. But let's take it slow. We're getting there, guys. 2025 will be here before you know it. Pretty much a little under 90 days away. About 88, 89 days away from the end of the year. Don't forget to vote come November. Vote for Trump, of course. And that's all I got to say about all that. Alright, guys. So, I am out of here. I'm going to sleep. Thanks for watching. Once again, 6.5 out of 10 stars for NXT No Mercy. It was a pretty decent show. And we'll see what happens this Tuesday night, live, back in the Performance Center in Orlando, Florida, on the USA Network. So all the shows are going to be on the USA Network for pretty much just this month. Except for SmackDown this Friday night will be the last show on Fox, going head-to-head with a live Collision and Rampage right after that. So, Collision will probably not get a lot of great ratings, but, I mean, we'll see what's on the card and all that shit. As that's the go-home show before All Out. This coming Saturday night, so another pay-per-view this coming weekend. Added to that, football, Thursday night, Chiefs-Ravens on Thursday Night Football. And then from Brazil, we got the Packers and the pedophile Eagles. That should be interesting. And then next Sunday, the officially will be week 1 of the NFL in the league where they play for pay. Got the Giants and the Vikings at 1 o'clock on Fox. Got the Cowboys at 4 o'clock. I don't even know what the Sunday night game is. Not that I'm going to watch it. And then September the 9th, next Monday night in Santa Clara, California, the NFC champion San Francisco 49ers taking on the Jets, led by Rodgers. His discount double check coming in for hopefully his first full season as quarterback of the Jets. We remember what happened last year, and that I think was a Sunday night or Monday night game against the Bills. Freaking Rodgers gets hurt on the first play of the game, tore his Achilles apart. He was out for the entire season. The Jets had a promising season. They looked like they were going to at least go to the playoffs. Maybe make a deep run in the playoffs. But Rodgers goes down. Mike Smith comes in. Zach Wilson comes in. They stunk up the joint. I think they got like 6 wins, and that was it. Now Rodgers looks healthy. They got some new they got a great defense. Some new players in the draft that look great. Just might do some damage in that AFC East because the Bills basically got rid of their offensive and defensive line. They got nobodies on that team besides Josh Allen and company. The Bills, I don't even think are gonna make the playoffs if they get lucky. Right now, I thought I had them. I had the Bills winning the division, the Jets being number two in the division, and Miami are close behind with the Patriots just holding up the rear. But right now, I got the Jets. Right now, as it looks, I got the Jets winning the division. Probably going dogfight with Miami, the Dolphins, and then the Bills gonna have a struggling season. I'd probably say 8, maybe 8 and 9. One of those 9 and 8 seasons. Maybe they make the playoffs, maybe they don't. But we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, so the Jets. The division is pretty much the Jets to lose, and hopefully we don't get another. Well, for all you Jet fans out there, like me, I'm a Niner fan and a Jet fan, but I root more for the Niners. But for all you Jet fans out there, you better pray that when Rodgers and his 6-down double check goes into the game for the first time in the 2024-25 season, that he does not get hurt on the first play again. Because if he does, I'm going to say right now, Rodgers, just retire. Just retire, because one, you're not going to win in Santa Clara, because you won about a couple years ago in Santa Clara. When he was on the Packers, he got his first win in Santa Clara at Levi, because I think he has 1, maybe 2 regular season wins in Santa Clara, but in the playoffs, he chokes in San Fran. Remember the whole Kaepernick game? When Kaepernick just went wild on them in 2000, I think it was 2012, which led to the Niners beating Green Bay, going on to face the Falcons in Atlanta, winning the NFC West title, going to the Super Bowl. Super Bowl, I believe, 50. I forgot what number that is. It was 48, I think. 48, somewhere around the 40s. 40s close to 50. But anyway, they go on to face the Ravens. Ravens had a big lead. And, I'm with my brother from another mother, you great man up there. And pretty much he was about to turn the game off. And say, everybody get the fuck out of here. And I'm like, bro, we still got a second half to go. They're going to come back. Don't worry. He says, all right, we'll see. They were down by, I think, 15 or 14 or 15. I forgot what they were down by, but at the half. And then we had the Beyonce thing where the lights went out and shit. So we had that. So that was pretty cool. And then the Niners started coming back. My brother is like, Pete, you're the greatest, man. I love you, man. I'm like, I love you too, man. I told you they're coming back. They almost made a super comeback, and they would have won if they would have held off the Ravens and got that touchdown to the end where the guy was holding Crabtree right in front of the freaking ref. the Niners would have won that game, would have won the Super Bowl, got ring number 6. But sadly, the referee said, nope, no hold on Crabtree. And, John Harbaugh gets the ring, with a good game against his brother Jim. Who got it better than us? Nobody! That guy. But that was a great season for the Niners. And, they still had great seasons later on. And then, when, Garoppolo comes in, rolls off a bunch of wins, and then he gets the Niners to the Super Bowl 4 years ago. And the Niners had a 10-point lead and choked in the second half, and then the referees basically did what they did in last year's Super Bowl, gave Mahomes and company every fucking penalty, which was retarded. And then the Niners choked again in the fourth quarter with a blocked PAT after a touchdown. The Chiefs blocked the PAT, which could have won the Niners a Super Bowl if Moody would have hit that. It was a bad snap. What are you gonna do there? And then the defense kind of just fell asleep like they always do in the fourth quarter. And then, they didn't do nothing on the first play of overtime. They kick it to there was nothing going on until like near the end of the freaking game when the Niners had a bunch of shots, but couldn't get anything. And then right about 3 minutes left, freaking Chiefs go down the field, get to the goal line. I'm like, this game is gonna be over. And what happens? Mahomes with his chicanery throws it to a wide open. I think it was Travis Kelce or somebody. Bing, bang, boom. Bing, bang, boom. The Chiefs go back-to-back because they beat the Eagles in Super Bowl 57. And they won Super Bowl 58, so they won back-to-back titles. Now they're going for a three-peat this year. I hope they don't go there and face the Niners again. Because now the Niners got Brandon Ayuk back, 4-year, $120 million, $78 in guaranteed money. So he's going to be a Niner for basically 5 years, counting this year and the next 4 years. They got that. Hopefully we get Trent Williams by this week. He's still holding out. He wants an extension. And, give him his money. Why do we have to play till the last fucking days of before a practice, before the regular season starts, and then we sign a guy, and he's, and he got basically no practice. Like the Nick Bosa situation, I think a couple years ago, where they signed him right, I think the day before the season started. And Bosa barely had any freaking reps. And he comes in, gets like 5, I think he got a couple of sacks, and that was it. So, hopefully we don't get that. I want Trent Williams to sign tomorrow, at least before the season actually starts on Thursday. Because I think they have to give him the rosters. I think they have to give the NFL the rosters for the games on Sunday. So I don't know if they don't sign him by, I think, Wednesday night or maybe Thursday morning. I don't think that Trent Williams will actually be playing Week 1 in Santa Clara. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. But should be a good week, guys. The Mets did what they had to do. Swept the White Sox 107 losses with 24 to play. They might break the Mets record, the 62 Mets record, who had 100 and they went 32 and what do you go? 30 and 132, something like that. I forget. But they're gonna break. They're probably at the rate they're going. They're gonna lose out and probably get to about 120. 125 wins. So we'll have to see what happens with that. Mets are looking, needed this road trip. They split in San Diego, which they really should have won 3 or 4. They should have swept the Diamondbacks, but they took 2 or 3. So 4. So they went on the 10-game road trip that just ended today. They went 7-3, which I think is was great, but they should have went at least 8, maybe 9-1. But Diaz giving up 2 games during that whole series were just bad. What are you gonna do? But hey, JD, how's your Braves doing lately? They are falling faster than the Titanic. They lost again to the Phillies. I think they won 2. I think the Phillies won 2 or 3 from them. So they held the Mets out tremendously over the last couple of days, and the Mets were basically, they looked like they were 4 games out. Now they are 1 game out with 25 to play. The Mets are back home tomorrow for a 3-game series against the Red Sox. Then they got Thursday off, and then they play this coming weekend against the Reds, and then they got the Blue Jays. Then they go to Philly and Washington to face the Nats back to back. And then they got the Marlins coming up near the end of the year. That's going to be pesky because they're pesky and they're tough. Then they got the Brewers the week before the end of the season. No, they got the Braves before the end of the season. That might come down to, hopefully the Mets are still around 1 game back. If the Mets can take 2 or 3, if the third wild card is tied and the Mets win 2 or 3, they go into the playoffs because of tiebreaker. But hopefully we don't get there right now. But 25 games left. We are pretty much 4 weeks away from the end of the season. It's September. Hopefully the Mets make it a September to remember for a team that we never even thought on paper they would get to the playoffs. Or even contend for the playoffs. I even have them as a wild card team this year. They surprised a lot of people with their garbage fucking bullpen and mediocre starting pitching. But Manaea had a great game this week. Quintana had a great game on Saturday. He's Jekyll and Hyde, same thing with Manaea. Sevi had a couple of good games, even though he's Jekyll and Hyde too. Tyler McGill came back on Friday from his minor league rehab stint. Didn't pitch great, but still the Mets won that game barely. So I don't know what's going to happen with him. Peterson had a shaky game, and minus the implosion by Diaz and I think Brazoban, the Mets could be in the third wild card. Right now they are, I think they're 1 game behind the Braves for the third wild card, and I think they're 4 games back of the Padres and the Diamondbacks, who might cancel each other out for that first and second wild card. And then the Mets go on a big roll again. They can climb up the second or the first wild card, which would be nice because they get home field. They get the first wild card. Second wild card, I think they'll be on the road, most likely. I guess who, I don't know, but that's excuse me. That's pretty much all I gotta say about that. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Thanks for watching. Have a great Labor Day tomorrow. Be safe, be well. And I'll be back tomorrow with my Collision review. And maybe, depending on how late I get home, so I will be watching Raw. A little bit of Raw at the barbecue, but then I'll probably come home and maybe go to sleep. So I might not get the Raw review tomorrow. Definitely be Tuesday. So just hit that bell on my channels. So when a video does go up on one of my respective channels, you will be there. You will get notified, hopefully, and that's pretty much it. Alright, guys, have a great night, and until next time, if you're not down with that, well, I got 3 words for you. Fuck you, man. That's it. Until next time, my friends. Peace.